1. Yawning, why your brain cools itself with a breath. Everyone yawns. Babies in the womb, athletes mid-game, even your dog when you yawn first. But why? The old myth says yawning means you need more oxygen. That's wrong. The real reason is much cooler, literally. Yawning helps regulate brain temperature. When you inhale deeply, cool air rushes through your sinuses, lowering the temperature of the blood headed to your brain. The stretch of your jaw also boosts blood flow and cerebrospinal circulation, acting like a mini radiator flush. That's why you yawn more when you're tired. Your brain overheats as alertness fades. Yawning is its way of hitting refresh. It's also contagious because our brains are wired for social mirroring. Seeing someone else yawn triggers the same cooling instinct in us. It's not boredom, it's brain maintenance. And if your skin suddenly reacts to the cold or fear with goosebumps, that's another ancient reflex your body refuses to let go of. 2. Goosebumps, the leftover reflex from our animal past. Every tiny hair on your skin has a muscle at its base, the erector pili. When you're cold or afraid, those muscles contract, pulling the hairs upright. The result? Goosebumps, little bumps of skin left behind by our fur-covered ancestors. For them, this reflex served a purpose. Puffing up made them look bigger to predators and trapped a layer of air for insulation. For us, with barely any body hair left, it's pure nostalgia, a reflex with no modern use, just an echo of evolution. Even emotions can trigger it. Music, awe, or a sudden memory can spark what scientists call frisson, emotional chills caused by the same reflex that once kept our ancestors warm and fierce. It's your body's way of remembering what it used to be. But not all reflexes are so poetic. Some are straight-up glitches like hiccups, a leftover wiring error from before humans even walked the earth. 3. Hiccups, a nerve glitch older than humans. Hiccups are one of the body's weirdest malfunctions, a sudden, uncontrollable spasm of the diaphragm followed by that sharp hic sound. They serve no real purpose, yet they happen to everyone, from newborns to adults. The strangest part? They're a fossil from before we even existed. Scientists believe hiccups are a leftover reflex from our amphibian ancestors, creatures that used a similar movement to gulp air and water through their gills. The nerve circuit controlling hiccups, called the reflex arc, is ancient and badly designed, running from the brainstem all the way to the diaphragm, making it ridiculously easy to trigger. Too much food, carbonated drinks, or even sudden excitement can set it off. Your brain knows it's pointless, but it still fires anyway. It's a prehistoric echo that refuses to die. And if hiccups are a glitch, sneezing is the exact opposite. A perfectly engineered explosion to keep your system clean. 4. Sneezing, the body's built-in air cannon. A sneeze is your body's most dramatic defense mechanism, a full-body reboot to clear your airways. It starts when tiny sensors inside your nose detect dust, pollen, or irritants. They send a rapid alert to the brainstem, which instantly commands your chest, diaphragm, and throat to coordinate a blast. In less than a second, air rockets out of your lungs at speeds over 100 miles per hour, spraying thousands of droplets. Basically a microscopic shockwave. It's violent, messy, and completely automatic. You can't sneeze with your eyes open because the same reflex shuts them for protection. Even light can trigger it. Up to 30% of people sneeze when they suddenly see bright sunlight, a genetic quirk called the photic sneeze reflex. So next time you sneeze, don't fight it. It's your brain hitting clear cache. And when the air turns cold and your body starts trembling, that's another self-defense. The built-in furnace called shivering. 5. Shivering, how your muscles generate emergency heat. When you're cold, your body has one goal: protect your core temperature at all costs. Once the skin sensors detect a drop, the hypothalamus, your internal thermostat, fires an emergency order. Start shivering. Shivering is your muscles contracting and relaxing rapidly, up to 10 times per second. That motion burns glucose and releases heat, like an internal generator. Even your jaw and teeth can chatter for the same reason. They're just trying to create warmth through friction. Babies who can't shiver well yet use a special kind of fat called brown fat to generate heat chemically. Adults have less of it, so muscle movement takes over. It's crude but effective. You can raise your body temperature by several degrees in minutes. Shivering is your body's way of lighting a fire from the inside. But while cold makes you tremble, another everyday reflex drives you to scratch. And the science behind itching is way stranger than it looks. 6. Itching, the strange neurological itch-scratch loop. An itch is one of the most irresistible sensations on Earth, mild enough to ignore at first, maddening after seconds. But what actually is it? Itching is a neurological misfire, a warning signal sent by specialized nerve fibers in your skin called pruriceptors. They detect irritants like bug bites, allergens, or even tiny hairs brushing against the surface. When triggered, they send a message to your spinal cord and brain that says, essentially, there's something on me. Scratching doesn't remove the irritant, it creates mild pain. That pain temporarily overrides the itch signal, giving a few seconds of relief. The brain even releases serotonin as a reward, which can make the cycle addictive. That's why chronic itch sufferers often end up scratching themselves raw. Their brains are chasing the serotonin, not the solution. It's a glitch disguised as comfort. And while itching hijacks your nerves, another common twitch, the one in your eyelid, is your body begging for rest. 7. Eye twitching, how stress, caffeine, and fatigue spark micro-spasms. You know that weird, unstoppable flutter in your eyelid? It's harmless, and also your body waving a little white flag. Eye twitching, or myokymia, happens when the tiny muscles around your eye start firing erratically, often triggered by stress, caffeine, or lack of sleep. These microspasms are caused by overexcited motor neurons, the same nerve cells that control movement. When they get overstimulated, they start sending random electrical bursts, making your eyelid flicker for seconds or even hours. It's more common in people who stare at screens for long stretches, since that constant focus strains the ocular muscles. No cure, really, just rest, hydration, and fewer double espressos. Once the nervous system calms down, the twitches vanish like nothing happened. It's your body's polite way of saying, turn off the laptop and take a nap. But when you ignore that signal and sit too long, your nerves pull another trick, the strange tingling of pins and needles. 8. Pins and needles, your nerves rebooting after being compressed. That pins and needles sensation when your foot falls asleep or your arm goes numb feels bizarre, but it's actually your nerves rebooting. The technical name is paresthesia, and it happens when pressure cuts off blood flow to nerves. Without oxygen, those nerves stop firing normally, like a frozen computer. When you finally move, the blood rushes back in, reactivating them. The tingling and pricking? That's millions of nerve endings waking up and sending chaotic signals all at once. It's painful, but it's a good sign. It means your nervous system is alive and reconnecting. If the feeling lasts longer than a few minutes, though, it might hint at nerve damage or poor circulation, a reminder that even your smallest sensations are messengers. Pins and needles, your nerves saying, hey, we're still here. But what if your nerves start sending signals that don't exist at all, like hearing sounds no one else can? That's tinnitus, your brain's own phantom concert. 9. Ear ringing, tinnitus, phantom sounds in your head. That faint ringing, buzzing, or humming in your ears when the room goes quiet. That's tinnitus, the sound of your brain making up noise that isn't there. It's not an ear problem exactly. It's a perception glitch. Usually, tinnitus begins after damage to the tiny hair cells inside your inner ear. Those cells convert vibrations into nerve signals for sound. When they're bent or destroyed by loud music, aging, or injury, your brain suddenly loses part of its input. Instead of accepting silence, it fills in the gaps by creating phantom noise. For some, it's a soft hiss. For others, a high-pitched scream. It's your auditory cortex turning up the volume to find a signal that no longer exists. There's no true cure, only retraining therapies that teach the brain to tune it out. And if phantom sound is weird, wait until you feel pain from ice cream. A split-second brain freeze that shows how deeply your nerves are connected. 10. Brain freeze, the split-second ice headache mystery. You take a big sip of a milkshake and instantly regret it. That sharp, stabbing pain behind your eyes. Classic sphenopalatine ganglion neuralgia, or, as the rest of us call it, brain freeze. It happens when something cold hits the roof of your mouth too fast. The sudden chill shocks the blood vessels in your palate, making them constrict, then dilate just as quickly. That change in pressure triggers nearby pain receptors connected to the trigeminal nerve, the same one that serves your forehead and face. Your brain interprets it as head pain, even though the problem's in your mouth. It's a mix-up in the wiring, not an emergency. Pressing your tongue against the roof of your mouth or drinking something warm can help reset the system. It's your nervous system's way of saying, "Slow down, human." But sometimes your body doesn't warn you with pain. It broadcasts emotion instead, like blushing, the one signal your skin can't keep secret. 11. Blushing, the only emotion your skin can't hide. Blushing is the body's most honest reaction, a full-color broadcast of your emotions. When you feel embarrassed, nervous, or flustered, your brain triggers the sympathetic nervous system, the same system that prepares you to fight or flee. But instead of throwing punches, it floods your face with blood. Tiny capillaries under your skin dilate, especially around the cheeks and neck, giving you that unmistakable red glow. It's caused by adrenaline, which boosts heart rate and blood flow everywhere, but facial blood vessels are particularly sensitive. What's fascinating is that humans are the only species that blush. Psychologists think it evolved as a social signal, a nonverbal way of showing remorse or vulnerability, helping maintain trust in groups. It's involuntary truth-telling in color. And while blushing reveals emotion, another reflex hides it: tears. The final act of the body's emotional engineering. 12. Tears, the emotional circuitry behind crying. Tears are one of the strangest fluids your body makes, equal parts chemistry and emotion. Sure, they keep your eyes clean and lubricated, but emotional tears are in a league of their own. They contain more stress hormones and natural painkillers than regular ones, meaning your body literally flushes out emotion when you cry. It all starts in the limbic system, the brain's emotional core. When feelings surge too strongly, it activates the lacrimal glands near your eyes, forcing out tears. At the same time, crying triggers endorphins and oxytocin, soothing stress and helping you calm down. Humans are the only species known to cry emotional tears, which might explain why they're so powerful. They don't just express sadness. They connect us, signaling vulnerability and empathy in a way words can't. Every tear is biology meeting emotion, because sometimes healing isn't about hiding what your body does. It's about understanding why it does it. See you in the next video. The oldest color in human history, and still the most common. They're not just dark for beauty's sake. They're armor. Packed with melanin, brown irises act like built-in sunglasses,